Hey, welcome to the reaction to the third reading of chapter 2, which might be the eighth reading. I don't know. I'm going to go by chapter. This is the third reading from chapter 2. It's easy to keep track. Um, yeah, I gotta be honest. My reaction is pretty simple and maybe a little. I don't know. I like the writing. I don't know. I know I wrote it, but I like that. I like that section. I think what stood out to me the most was how Kato was so afraid. Like he's kind of trapped in this place where he doesn't want to say the wrong thing to this outsider because he could get anything from beat to killed, especially if the guard just whispers that, right? But at the same time, he really wants to talk to this person because he's lonely. He's in segregation. I will say this led to one of the most annoying critiques in grad school. I mean, like one of those moments where it's like, it was a moment that taught me that, because in grad school during workshop, you're supposed to be silent when everybody else talks about your story. But at some point, especially being one of the only black students there, especially with this scene, it really felt more like one person in particular was critiquing me, like or their perception of me, and not the story. And so I remember, I think, anyway, the person was just saying from the perspective they didn't think somebody in prison would want to speak to somebody like Lacey or would want to speak to anybody or something like that. It was really weird, and it was like because I couldn't talk, I couldn't ask the obvious question like, what do you know about people who go to prison and what their experiences are like? Like so it was a really funny experience for me. But yeah, I don't know. I know that for me, I wrote this with that understanding of the fear of the power of words, which might actually resonate with me as a writer storyteller, just because I tell stories, I use words to tell stories. I love it, which is why I do it. But fear is always present with me, tempting me, goading me, challenging me. So for me, reading that scene where Kylo's afraid to talk, I think artistically that just resonated with me. I think that's why it kind of stuck to me. Yeah, I understand that fear of just like saying the wrong thing or saying maybe the right thing in the wrong way or just not the best way or losing your audience because you just didn't come across the way you wanted to come across. While Kado's really thinking about, he doesn't want to get fucked up. He doesn't want to die. He doesn't want some white supremacist in his cell beating the hell out of him because he said the wrong thing to the wrong person, which is a very real concern in a place like prison. Hell, not even just prison. Like in certain neighborhoods, it's a very real thing. Like you say the wrong thing to the wrong person, had no idea, and all of a sudden there are problems. So I think for me, that section resonated more on a personal note than artistic. I did like the writing. I mean, I wrote it, so I worked my ass off on it. But like, mostly, it just kind of, I'm empathizing with God right now as far as the fear of saying the wrong thing. This.